Now it's my pleasure to introduce our very first speaker for today. Meredith Berkich has been in the industry for over 30 years. And when I first met Meredith a little over 2 years ago when I started here at LifeWave, in my first conversation with her, I could see how much of that experience that she was bringing to LifeWave in just the first conversation. She's a visionary leader who's joined forces with David and is working day in and day out in making that vision a reality. And being able to work with Meredith, it's quite evident that she is very team focused in helping us bring the best out of ourselves on the corporate team and then bringing that to all of you across all the different departments of the company. She has a lot on her shoulders, and I don't know, with seeing how well she takes this vision of David and turns it into a reality. One thing that she's very well known for saying is, we don't need to be perfect, we just have to do it. We have to be great, right? And so Meredith is coming to you today. She's gonna pour out her heart and the vision of what David has in store for all of you. Please help me give a big warm welcome to our president of LifeWave, Meredith Berkich.
Good morning, LifeWave! And good afternoon, good evening. I know that my Australian friends were texting it's going to be midnight, but we wouldn't miss it. And we just broke 9,000 of you that are watching us online. Thank you for joining. Thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your very busy schedules to come and spend this Super Saturday with us. It has been 3 years in the making. When I first came on board, I actually went back to see what work had already been done. A great and very, very talented group of leaders had spent weeks and months doing a lot of research, doing a lot of compilation of strategy, and I went through their copious notes. I went through recordings, and I probably spent up to 3 months just digging into the work on Compensation 2.0 that had already been done before we embarked on the next 2 years to get ready for this day, for this unveiling. So it has been a journey, and we are very, very excited. But before we dig into that, I just wanted to back up for just a minute for each and every one of you to talk about who we are and why we are here. So I know I hear a lot of you talking, I listen to podcasts, I actually scope you out there on Facebooks, and I watch a lot of your broadcasts. I've heard you on stage. And the way that we talk about who we are, the most important thing that we developed in our scope of brand awareness last year was to talk about the light. We are a company of light. We are a company of love. Everything that we do should be bringing out the light within and helping everybody around us to see the light, and then to be the light, and then to share the light. It's all about the fact that we, through David Schmidt's innovations and vision, that we light the way. We light the way and help people to reimagine the future of human possibilities. We say live long, live well, live young, but it is empowering them, part of that, into taking control of their well-being, of their livelihood, and their longevity. Because who wants to live long if you're not healthy? If you're not comfortable, if you're worried, if you're living in fear? What is the point? It's like Porgy and Bess. Methuselah lived 900 years. Methuselah lived 900 years, but who calls that living when no gal will give in to no man? That's 900 years. Okay? We want to be the best that we can. So this is why we exist. So when you talk about mission statements, what we're here to do, we are here to be the light so that people can live better. And what more noble cause can a person have than to improve the quality of humankind in the lives of those that they love and they care about it. And it all began with David Schmidt. It all began with a person blessed by God who was given a vision of changing the world and a passion and a drive to make it happen and never rest. And as Geraldo said, it is something, I love this phrase so much, we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be great. We don't have to be perfect. We just have to be great in each and everything that we do. So that is David. That's what it's like working alongside of a visionary, of a savant. That's what that means to me. And I think for all of you, you all hold, I hear how you talk about him in the highest respect and honor. Part of events in general, when you look at the architecture of an event, indirect selling, the primary objective of today is to build belief. The primary objective of every direct selling event is to build belief. And there are various variations of what the core beliefs are. But for this conversation, I would say the first one is we need to be connected to the vision. We need to be connected to the fact that we at LifeWave have a company, and I hesitate to say company because it's so much more than that. We have a movement. We have a movement, and we put our faith and belief in that movement, that it's going to be here, that it's sustainable, and that it matters. It matters immensely, especially for people that really want their life to matter and make a difference in their world. So the core belief number one is, do you believe in the company itself? And then, do you believe in the leadership, secondly? And so for today, obviously, it started with David Schmidt. You just heard him speak. It's so wonderful to hear his confidence. It's so great for us to get to be connected to such an incredible, incredible person and an incredible vision. I'm going to move this down because it keeps popping. Okay, so hopefully you can still hear me. All right, so as we move into the third core belief, it's about the products. We know the products work. The challenge that we have with the products is that we can't necessarily say all of the amazing, incredible things that we know that it does freely because of certain stipulations and certain regulations that we have to abide by, and that's fair. But we know the power of X39. We know the power of the patches, don't we? Yes. That's okay. Come on. Absolutely. We know the power of the patches. We know the ability that the LifeWave product line has to transform our health and wellness. We have that opportunity to be transformed if we will have discipline and if we will use the products. So the fourth one, though, is the one that we're really touching on today, number 4 and 5 of the core beliefs. The core beliefs that we want to talk about today are direct selling and the opportunity that we have. Because that fourth one, it's about direct selling as a sector, as a profession, and because of how things are happening around the world, and that a lot of companies are really doubting that they want to stay in this space. Companies are backing out. They are doing incredibly sad and tragic things that are impacting people around the world and making terrible decisions. And they are not honoring the sacred trust that you put in your company to say that we are here so that you can build a sustainable life, a multi-generational business for yourself. And they're not honoring that. And it makes me sad. It actually breaks my heart for somebody that has been devoted and committed to direct selling my entire career. It is tragic. And so what the belief that we want you to walk away with, or as you're viewing in your home or with your teams right now around the world, LifeWave is here to stay. We are not going anywhere. We are not abandoning the channel ever, and you will see that in Compensation 2.0 because we have actually created such a robust group of offerings because we are building a multi-generational business. And so when people, well, are they going to be there? This actually is proof positive. This actually is a representation of our commitment And that's how I hope you see, the lens that I hope you see Compensation 2.0 through, is that long-term value proposition, that long-term opportunity. If you will invest the best of yourself, your time, your talent, your treasure is your influence. Okay, so that is the fourth. This will be the core belief today that we focus on in addition to number 5. Can I do this? Is it worth it? The number 5 core belief is all about self. Can I do it? Is it worth it? Can I do it? Is it worth it? And that, again, as we dig into Compensation 2.0 today for this educational seminar, is the major objective, is building those 2 core beliefs. So when we kind of step back a little bit just for a moment, and many of you who are new or watching, people ask us all the time, how did this happen at LifeWave? How on earth did this happen? This amazing story, the amazing accolades that Geraldo described. How did it happen? Convergence of trends. 3 major trends converged at the perfect, divinely inspired time where they came together and they were just captured in a moment when X39 came on the scene, when the genius of all of those years of studying, of all of those years that David invested in stem cell research, everything that was invested to come to the day of the release of X39, that changes lives. X39 changes lives. It came on the scene 2018 at the same time as an international tragedy that took the lives of people that we love, that we care for, that we know. I don't know anybody whose life wasn't touched by pandemic. I don't. And it raised people's awareness about health and wellness because people were sick and they were dying all around them. And so the move over to start talking about, obviously, health and wellness, the social commentary around stem cell research, everything that was happening in the world and going on at that time started converging. And then we had an influx of leadership, of incredible leadership that actually was added to the incredible treasure trove of talent that we already had at LifeWave. Over the 10 plus years before then that had been added, new people coming on the scene with new energy, a new way of approaching the business, leading with opportunity, and a single product focus. As these 3 trends converged, LifeWave became the darling of direct selling. This is how they refer to LifeWave, the darling of direct selling. And I think it's more than just our success. I think it's more than our success. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that we are high integrity. We are people of our word. We are doing business the right way. And this is also adding to our incredible reputation. And so as we just take a quick look back before I kind of jump in and just cue up the day, what has happened over the last 2 years is astonishing. It is absolutely astonishing. With the opening of our global headquarters in Utah, how many of you in the room have been there? Good. Okay, we need more of you to come and visit. We need more of you to come and visit. No matter where you are in the world, come and visit. It actually takes David Schmidt's vision and brings it to life. I can't tell you how many groups of people I've seen come out of the Welcome Center crying. People, I talked to this amazing leader that's going to be coming on board here. Talked to her a couple days ago. She said, I can't believe this is what I've been looking for my whole life in direct selling. And she's home. Very exciting. So we obviously in the last 2 years have been opening offices around the world. We had our big South Korea launch. For those of you in APAC, obviously a lot of movement there. And we are continuing to add to our talent around the world, and we'll do some recognition after lunch on that. And then obviously the accolades that Geraldo talked about. Absolutely unprecedented right now. Why do I spend a few moments when we're here to talk about education of Comp Plan 2.0? Do I spend time on these slides? Because I think it's very important to know what you're working for. I think it's very important as you invest yourself in understanding the new way of looking at things, the evolving, enhanced plan. What is it that I'm working for? Can I do this? Is it worth it? Can I do this? Is it worth it? And here's that belief that we're looking to build today. Because the future is now, my friends. Like David was talking about on his video, the last 20 years we celebrated at last year's conference. Now it's time for the next 20 years. And Compensation 2.0 was built with the next 20 years in mind, with all of the stakeholders involved and their goals and their dreams and their aspirations, their way of doing business were all taken into consideration when we went to work with 3 of the top design firms in compensation plan design in the world. Because after we took all of that information that I got out of all of those recordings and those videos and those audios and those notes that I went over, then sat down with the team and said, okay, where do we go from here? And then we spent the next year and a half getting ready for now. And the future is now. The mission of compensation, yes, okay, we can, the future is now. The future is here. You're here. Thank you. Thank you. So 2.0, what is the mission of the plan? It is to implement the next generation of innovation, of innovative compensation, because we're all being challenged by David all the time to innovate in every area of the business, not just in the lab where he loves to spend most of his time. Why? Because we want to be attracting new members. We want to be helping those new members when they come in stay longer. You know, I come from the field. I had 10 years in the field, built, thousands of people in an organization, and there's nothing more heartbreaking than pouring your heart and soul into getting somebody to join the business and then watching them leave shortly thereafter. After you've invested weeks, months, maybe even years getting them to come on board. We have to respect that and look at our retention numbers, and we have to look at engaging people at all levels so that people continue to work the plan so the plan can work for them. So what I want to say is compensation plan in general can be very intimidating for people. Some people just, oh no, don't make me talk about the compensation, don't make me think about that. And that's okay. It's kind of like we have multiple levels of ways that we talk about the patches in X39, right? Are we all going to be able to talk like Dr. Stacy about the, no, because it probably wouldn't be very authentic. If I did that, I could talk here, but everybody's going to have a certain level where they're comfortable. The most important thing is to be authentic. But just think about it like this. I want you to shift your paradigm here. Shift your mindset as you think about compensation. It's a product like any other product. It has a unique proposition to it, okay? It has a story that it tells. It has attributes, it has qualities, it has those features and characteristics, and it has benefits to it. Value, impact, and experience. So when you're thinking about compensation, think about it like, what's a good illustration? Think about compensation like, well, I don't know, maybe a milkshake. Thank you. Or a green tea chai latte, because that's even better. Okay, a milkshake. Think about it as a milkshake compensation plan, and maybe that will be more appealing. Thank you. I'll come for this later. All right. It has a purpose. A milkshake has a purpose. When you go through the drive-up window, and you go on your drive, you're going to have nourishment. It has, depending on which place you go to, better nourishment than others. It triggers memories. It has features to it. There's no mess in a milkshake. Unlike eating a cheeseburger in the car, what's going to happen? Well, the dripping grease and all the stuff that's going to be happening on the front of you. It's tidy, okay? It's cool, it's refreshing, it's satisfying. It has something that you're hiring it to do. It lasts for miles and miles and miles. And it gives you energy, and again, clean energy, and it boosts your metabolism. A milkshake has features and benefits. It is a product. Compensation is no different. How will it serve you is the mindset that I want you to think about. How will Compensation Plan 2.0 serve you? You may want free products. Because again, the story, the narrative that you're telling your prospects, your leads, your friends, your family, they may just not be able to afford the life-changing technology. And they want it, and they need it. So that's just fine. Is it just some extra spending money? I came in for extra spending money. I had quit my corporate job. I was staying home. I was tired of too much month and not enough money. I just wanted to be able to go out and buy a nice pair of shoes or go out to dinner with my husband. I didn't have a big dream when I joined direct selling. It turned into a bigger dream as I started to see the opportunity that was in front of me, right? Do you want to use it for some kind of financial impact? Getting out of debt, paying off loans, saving for retirement, creating a legacy. Like a product, it has a purpose, it has features, it rewards customer acquisition, it has incentives for developing organizations and people, it has long-term income, possibilities, opportunities. It's very important that we talk about compensation in a very compliant way. We need to talk about it as having an opportunity. Because what people do with it and how successful they are obviously is the result of hard work, dedication, blessings, all of those things rolled into one. That's important. But we need to not overshoot and use hyperbolic language. It is an opportunity. And the benefits is that you have control with 2.0 for team success, personal success, because there is a clearly defined success plan that we're going to be presenting to you all today that you will see very clearly articulated. The primary objectives of Compensation 2.0 was, again, to set you up, if you work the plan, with an opportunity to create a multi-generational business. Minimizing frequency by applying the weekly commission cap. That shows you that our compensation plan at present 1.0 has matured. And it has to create strong ties so that people can see, if I do this, I get that. If I do this, I get that. And secondly, primarily, we need to improve retention, because you are working so hard to get people to come into the business, and we need to do everything that we have to get them to stay. Because right now, we are churning people much more quickly than is appropriate for the amount of time that you're investing. And last, obviously, and certainly not least, is that we need to reward winning activities. Things that are going to help you to build a sustainable business over time. And that's what this is all about. These were the primary objectives that we went into it. So when you look at the 9 ways to earn, and that's what we're going to be drilling into today. We're going to be drilling into the mechanics, and you'll be hearing from one of the premier designers in the world. I've worked with Emily Barr at many companies, and she is brilliant mathematician, amazing. And everything that we're going to drill into creates something. Stability for you, income, shows commitment, retention, stability, again, results, success, legacy. Legacy. Because that is the message for today. If you remember, if you're an average American, and those are the stats I have, sorry for our international listeners, but in America, the average American remembers less than 8% of what they hear in a seminar like this the next morning. So if you remember the one piece of the 8% of what I say, we are here for you for the long term. Please remember that as words that I said. And as we drill in, and I wrap up here on the success pathway, the foundation of it, you are going to see that we have doubled the amount of ranks, because we want to have they call them a career path, which I know is not an appealing thing to say, because of course entrepreneurs and direct sellers don't want to have a career. That's why they're here. But it is a way that it's referred to. Okay, so that success pathway that we call it, we needed to smooth it out so that there was a reward. And you're going to be hearing about recognition when you walked in, that you saw the Celebrating You. After lunch, we're going to be talking about the new rewards program, or actually really the first formal rewards program at LifeWave in their history. So, are you ready to learn? Are you ready to learn? Okay. Without further ado, I would like to get this day started. Thank you so much for who you are. Thank you for your leadership. We love you. You're the best of the best of the best. And we are blessed that you are here on this journey with us. Thank you.
Whatever.